camp that I would like to introduce each of you. So maybe you can introduce yourself. Maybe start with this guy.
Okay. So my name is Thana Thongkham. You can call me Gong. So I come from Chiang Mai Ratchapat University.
I'm Natasha. I've just graduated from Chiang Mai University. Majored in English.
My name is Antisha Songwell. You can call me An. I'm from Chiang Rai Ratchapat University, Faculty of Humanity, major pure English.
And my name is Vipadani Omar. I've just graduated from Chiang Mai University, major in Thai, and my hometown is in Nong Bang.
All right. So as we are now in Chiang Mai in a camp, right? So these 4 students are just some of the 30 participants in this camp. So why we are here today? Because I would like to ask you about some, question about how do you learn your English? Because as I observe from this camp, you can speak English very well. So start with the first question. What's your motivation or inspiration to learn English? How do you find English difficult or useful for your life? Yeah, what's your motivation in learning English? Maybe start with Mars first, lady first.
Lady first, I have to thank you for the opportunity then. Well, actually, I didn't start by liking English.
You didn't like it before?
No, I didn't.
Huh.
My first English tutor besides school was a blind old lady who used to work as an interpreter for American soldiers in World War II. She taught me for like 3 years and then she couldn't teach anymore because she was too old. So I kind of dropped the studying. But I was already kind of the basic English she gave me kind of helped me a lot. So I kind of started from there, but I didn't really go too far into the language itself until I was like 14, and there was a class that I have to sing as an exam, and I had to sing My Love. I still remember that.
My Love.
Right.
MP3, right?
That song. But I actually skipped the test. But then the song kind of got me. I liked the song. Then the song gave me motivation to learn English. It was like the language is actually beautiful. I should do something about it. That was the start.
Yeah, I agree because that song also my first song that I play guitar.
I believe people like it.
Yeah,
Right.
I bought a new guitar just to play for that song. All right, well, and you also study in major Thai. You major in Thai.
Yes, that's my major.
All right, good. How about you, Gong?
First
What's your
English. First English I found in the game because
Game.
when I live at high school I played it. เอาใหม่ได้ไหมอ่ะ
ได้
พอก่อน
ผมไปตัดต่อเอง
Okay. First, my English is in the game because when I was in high school, I played some game of America. So when I want to go to do a mission or something, I want to contact with English people.
Yeah.
That is my.
That's why you have to learn
Yeah.
English. And what's the name of the game?
Swap.
Swap. That's the same.
I know the game.
Yeah, I did that too.
Upload.
Yeah, I did that too.
Upload is development.
Yeah.
And now I learn English from some audiobooks or some YouTubers. And I try to crazy with practice by talk to myself
Talk to
again
yourself.
over again. Yeah.
That's good.
I practice by myself and something I took from the classroom for improve my language to be better.
How about you, Natasha? What's your motivation?
The same as Mars. I don't like English that much since I was young, but I
What makes it beautiful?
What Makes You Beautiful
Okay.
by One Direction. And I think I like this song. And at first, this band One Direction, they um, they were not popular in Thailand. So the better way that I
Yeah, it's okay.
ผมจะควรขอไปเพราะว่าเสียงเข้า
เอาเลย เริ่มตรงไหนก็ได้ที่น้องคิดว่าน้องจะเริ่ม
you're beautiful.
so
เสียงเข้า
ไม่เริ่มใหม่ก็ได้ Yeah.
Question again.
Oh,
Question
We
again.
ask the question.
all right. So, what about you, Natasha? What's your inspiration in learning English?
first of all, I didn't like English that much, but back into 2011 or 12, I've heard this song called What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction.
Right.
This band is from UK and they weren't famous in Thailand at that time. So I have to try to like read the news in English on
You
their
wanna get the
names.
information
Yes,
from this band.
yes.
Why do you like this band? They are handsome.
I like British accent.
Okay. Okay.
And then I watched the shows, the performances, the movies, the concerts, and yeah, that's it. That's my motivation.
Yeah. All right. How about you, น้องอัน
For me, my inspiration from my mother, because when I was young, my mother always told stories for me in English, and sometimes she always give me was cartoon.
How about you, น้องอัน What's your inspiration in learning English?
For me, my inspiration from my mother, because when I was young, she always told stories in English for me.
Fairy tale?
Yeah,
Ah.
and sometimes she always give me watch cartoon in English. And in the end of story, may have vocabulary.
Mhm. Right. Yeah. I think I have some kind of same, story because me myself, I didn't like English before too, but I have to change because at first I like mathematics a lot. So when I have some problem with mathematics, so I change to study English instead. That's the story why I start learning English. So yeah, as you start, loving or liking English, because I noticed that all of you have a very good accents. Do you have very good opportunity, chance? Do you have a very good chance to speak with all of the foreigners, or how do you practice it? I mean, what's your strategy in picking up the accents? Mars, you've got very strong accents.
Strong accent? It's actually my own accent. It's not
Your own
American,
accent?
it's not British, it's not British, it's nothing. It's my accent.
Where did you pick up?
Well, I need to kind of trace my story back to when I was like 17, 18. I had my Skype and I had a working microphone. Yeah, but the funny thing was I didn't dare myself to do so. I didn't dare myself to speak English. So people tried to tell me that they wanted to call me and stuff. I was like, no, please, my microphone was broken. It was actually working fine. I just didn't want to talk. But then
Yeah.
I kind of, well, one thing that helped me is my screen reader, JAWS, NVDA, everything. Because I use Eloquent a lot.
yes.
And Eloquent is actually a good voice because it has
But you
its
don't.
own accent.
You don't sound like elephants.
No, I don't sound like Eloquent. I don't plan to sound like Eloquent.
Okay.
I sound like people because I talk to people, but it was after a while. Right. It was after a while.
Yeah. Yes. And do you still have lots of foreigners, friends, as a friends? here?
I still have a lot of friends. I even have a boyfriend who lives in Hungary. Like
Now.
seriously, yeah, I do.
Alright, that's the reason.
It's a motivation, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. Good. So do you speak Hungarian?
Try to learn, but it's really hard.
Alright. Good. How about you, Natasha? How did you pick up your accents, or how did you improve your English skill?
First of all, since I was young, I had Australian teacher, and my brother-in-law, he's from Switzerland, and at that time I couldn't speak German, so he spoke to me in English, and his accent is kind of passed on to me.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I knew Voice of America, and then BBC News, and One Direction, so I picked it up.
One Direction again.
She listens to VOA too. Lovely.
Yeah. So did you say that can you speak German?
A little bit.
Right. So you can speak English, Thai, German,
German and Chinese.
Chinese. Alright. How about you, Nong An? How did you improve your English or pick up your accents?
When I was in Matthew 3, I have Philippines. I have teacher from Philippines, and on the weekend, I have Thai teacher to teach English and French.
French, yeah.
First, I don't like it, but I think it's difficult. First, I didn't like it, but when I learned about 2 or 3 weeks, I found that I like it very much.
And then you improve it.
Yeah.
So do you have lots of foreigners, friends? Or you talk on Skype like us?
I talk on Facebook.
Alright. With your boyfriend?
No,
No, no,
I don't
okay.
have boyfriend.
Alright. Okay. So yeah. Nongkong, how about you? Do you have American girlfriend or
No.
no?
First, I have bad accent, but
Bad accent.
yeah,
You mean like English in Thai accent?
yeah, and I rarely to speak, so my accent is bad.
Okay.
Bad. First my accent are not different another Thai people, but when I get to learn in the university, I practice in the song, and the important thing is I learn phonetics. Phonetics is help me a lot about accent, because when we learn phonetics, it will follow us forever. I believe it. And my part-time job is singer, so I have
Now?
I have to practice over and over again about English, so I get accent from song. But the important thing is really phonetics, because it help a lot about pronunciation or something. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure all of you can take benefit from your English skill. In the future, you can use it for your career, for your job, and for communication and going abroad. And so I think some students, some other people, even though they try to learn English, sometimes they are not encouraged to speak English, or they don't have any idea of how to improve their own English. Do you have any recommendation or motivation to tell them how? To encourage.
My teacher, he came from Canada. He usually taught me about belief in ourselves or confidence.
Yes.
So, first of all, we have to dare to do anything. You have to walk out of your fear.
Okay.
And you have to find the opportunity to learn, just like attend the camp or attend the
Like this camp, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Sorry.
ก็ใครมีอะไรอีกไหม
Yeah. Any other comments to encourage?
I have something to say about this.
Okay.
As someone who once didn't dare myself to do so, I have to second Gong's saying that the best practice is to do, and to dare is to learn. Really, I have to say it again. The best practice is to do. The more you do, the more you learn. And if you don't try to dare yourself and do it, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
Try to picture this. I'm speaking to everyone here. Everyone who listen, everyone who will pick something up from this interview. Like if you learn English in your class, or if you have a video clip, or whatever tools you use to learn, and you learn from it, and then you don't use, you forget. You forget and you just discard what you learn completely. The best practice is to learn and just go out there and use it with maybe someone who can help you, or someone who doesn't judge your accent, doesn't judge your grammar, but instead helps you improve yourself.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like the more you practice, the better you will be, right? It doesn't need to be like you studied with very excellent English, right? Sometimes it can be.
Someone worry with grammar. So,
Yeah.
That's a Thai belief.
But I think if you concentrate with grammar much, you are just like a robot.
Yeah.
Because we are people. Some foreigner, they also don't get grammar completely.
Yeah, true. Yeah, even like native speaker.
Do
They
you,
don't speak 100%
have you ever
correct.
heard some song? Some song, actually, it may be she did, but they sing he don't.
Country songs do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he don't, right?
Yeah, it is not. It is correct, not correct, incorrect.
In grammar. Yeah.
So we are no need to concentrate about it.
So not to worry about grammar.
Yeah,
Just practice it.
For communication with foreigner.
Yeah, I agree. This is the most important, that you have confidence, you practice, and then it will be improved, right? And น้องนัตชา and น้องอัน my last question. You have been in this camp for 2 days. So, how did you feel?น้องนาตาชา
It was a great opportunity to be here.
Yeah.
I didn't have a chance to attend the training that much. This is my probably first time.
Your first time in the English camp like this?
First time in kind of first time with visually impaired.
Yeah. English camp for blind, for only
Yes.
blind student, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. How about you,น้องอัน
This camp is second time for me.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Yeah. Many years ago. So did you see the difference? I mean,
Last question.
I think this is my last question before I let you go back to your room. Yeah. So now you can speak English. You have English skill. What about your future? What do you think? Like you can apply or you can use your English skill to to your future life. น้องก่อน So.
In my future, before that, now I have to practice and improve my language to be better. So, and the future, I think I maybe can apply for some job for the opportunity that come.
Yeah.
And I think we have to motivate ourselves all the time because now the language has changed. There are some new words. There are some new เขาเรียกว่าอะไรวะ
Phrases.
อะไรวะสำนวนเดี๋ยวนะ idiom yeah there are some new idiom that we can use for all the situation. Yeah. Just like to wear the earrings, so it means you have to consider when you heard something from someone. Yeah.
So keep improving and
Yes, and motivate ourselves all the time.
how about you, น้องมัง
Well, my greatest goal is to be a freelance writer or to work in a music industry or creative writing field. And I think English actually gives me quite a good opportunity to maybe I don't know. I'm actually not sure, but it may give me it may make it easier for me to find jobs that give me meaning. One thing I need to say is I don't work for money. I work for something that gives me meaning, something that lets me help people, and I think English is a good start for me to do so. Maybe I'll translate my novels one day or something.
Yeah. Good. Wow. น้องอัน
First of all, I think I should improve my English skill in better than. And if I graduated from bachelor degree, I would like to learn in abroad.
Study abroad. Yeah. The same as น้อง Natasha, right? You want to study abroad too?
Absolutely.
Is it? Yeah. Tell me about your future life. And then you have to, take some IELTS test or TOEFL.
Yes.
And then what's next? What's English useful for your future? What else? So, น้อง Natasha, what do you think English can be useful for you? So, น้อง Natasha, tell me how how can you take benefits from English skill and for your future life? For study abroad?
Benefit in English.
Yeah.
There are
Okay.
lots of benefits in my life. I think for study.
What about you, Natasha? How English can benefit your future life?
There are lots of benefits of English in my life. I mean, now and my future life. Of course, I want to go abroad and been there, find the opportunity to get a job.
You will not come back to Thailand.
I'm not sure.
Oh, you're not sure. Oh.
There are lots of knowledge that written. There are lots of books written in English, and it's very useful.
Yeah. And no translation in
Yeah,
Thai.
and no translation in Thai. Like, you know, in the field of international relation.
Mhm.
In the field of international relation.
Alright. I think this is a very useful. I hope that our conversation today can, at least encourage some of the audience, right, Mars? I think this will be very useful, yeah, and I wish that if you learn English, if you want to learn English and improve English, don't worry about grammar too much and keep practicing it and be confident to try to speak it out. And yeah, that's all of our conversation. I hope that we will meet again in our next camp. Thank you very much.